The last time I played Warface on the channel was back in 2015 and this happened.
I want to do a sliding no scope.
Oh no.
Oh, there it is! There it is!
Oh, did you get it?
Don't worry. Mine! Oh, fuck!
God, my microphone quality was bad back then. And last week, Crytek got in touch with me and said, hey, can we pay you to play our game again? So I said, okay, let's check it out. Since 2015, there's been some substantial upgrades and additions to the game, and most recently the Chernobyl update, which you'll be seeing in this video, along with, believe it or not, in 2018, a Battle Royale mode. Who would have thunk it? Obviously, this is a sponsored video, paid promotion, whatever you want to call it. Let's take a good look at Warface then, shall we? So Warface is a free-to-play PC game from Crytek that released way back in 2013. If you aren't familiar with Crytek, they're the creators of Crysis and also the original Far Cry game. And this game has versus mode where you can play against other players in various game modes from Team Deathmatch, Plant the Bomb, and even, as I mentioned, a Battle Royale game for up to 16 players. And then there's a co-op part of the game where you can team up with 4 of your mates to take on specific missions where you fight the game's enemies force Blackwood around the globe. Now this game has a class-based system, so you can play as the rifleman, the sniper, the medic or the engineer. Rifleman, all-around class, they can resupply both themselves and teammates with ammo, and let me tell you, you're going to need a lot of it. They start off with the assault rifle, and then the sniper, well, that's pretty self-explanatory, that's your long-range guy. And then you've got medic, which you're going to be seeing a lot of, especially when you're playing co-op on hard mode, which is basically impossible. They can heal themselves though, as well as healing and reviving teammates. And their standard weapon is a shotgun. Last up is the engineer, who can restore armor to both themselves and their teammates. They can get claymores too, and a submachine gun as standard. Now this game runs on the Cry engine, which is no surprise considering it's the engine made by Crytek themselves, so graphically it looks good. But remember, of course, it did release 5 or so years ago, and it's a free-to-play game at the end of the day. One of the most impressive things with Warface though is the constant free updates to the game, like regular content drops, special operations and new game modes. Now last year in December, Crytek released a new update called the Chernobyl update. Chernobyl? Share? I'm gonna go with share. Chernobyl. We'll go with Chernobyl. I think it's Chernobyl. And with it, it brought a new special operation co-op mission called Pripyat. This operation in particular is one of the biggest ever in the history of the game, and you can really understand why when you know the lengths that the developers went to research the region. If you haven't heard of Pripyat, you probably have if you're a gamer. It's a town in northern Ukraine that's now abandoned thanks to the disaster at the Chernobyl nuclear plant. And 50,000 people used to live there. Many of them worked at the power plant before the entire area was evacuated. If you ever played COD 4, especially the mission All Gillied Up, then you'll be quite familiar with some of the iconic areas of Pripyat, like the swimming pool and the abandoned fairground. So to ensure they captured the feel and atmosphere of the place, they sent 30 Crytek employees to go and get wasted and visit the exclusion zone of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. For this particular mission, in-game 6 kilometers squared were recreated with 30 real buildings and objects placed on the map and then filled with 230 units of Soviet-era furniture. From that specific trip that the developers went on, over 400 textures and 800 unique objects were created, and you really do see the benefit of all that hard work as well. This big update brought with it some of the new enemy types that aren't in the base game, such as new soldiers, enemy drones, zombies, and turrets that can be really frustrating to fight against if you aren't in the right cover at the right time. But easily the most crazy enemy though is the cyborg, and you encounter them not too long into the Pripyat mission and they're no joke. On easy you can take them down pretty easily, but when you crank the difficulty up to just normal, they're going to show no mercy. They can pretty much one-bang you and perform what can only be described as a backhand of death if you get too close to them. It really does take a team working together to bring them down. I found myself trying to shoot them in the back to take the attention of one of my teammates, and then it would just turn around, shoot me once, and I'd instantly regret my decision. To take them down, you've got to do enough damage so they sort of fall down, and then you can melee them to finish them off. Thankfully, and this goes for many parts of the co-op missions, there's no friendly fire, so feel free to hold mouse 1 and throw grenades and explosives with reckless abandon to get the job done. There's plenty of weapon customization in the game too. First up, you can change your weapon skins, which as we all know makes you way cooler. It's not everyone's bag, but if you want a shiny skin for your favourite weapon, then you can get that. You can also upgrade your armour, like your helmet, your vest, your gloves, your shoes. Upgrading your vest armour can improve your resistance to both bullets and explosive damage. And then gloves can miraculously improve your reload speed, and new boots can increase your sprinting speed and overall stamina. I kind of wish it was like that in real life. Sadly, it's not. You might also be familiar with the weapon customization system if you've ever played Crysis. You can press C on the keyboard and it will bring up your customization menu where you can change the barrel, the grip, your sights, just like you'd expect. It means that if you've got a long range scope for your rifle, you can just pop it on for certain engagements where you need a bit more distance between you and your target, and then you can swap it for, let's say, a red dot and perhaps a different grip for close-up engagements. I kind of wish that more multiplayer games would do this because it's just so damn cool and it gives you so much versatility. Imagine that kind of option in a Battlefield game, that would be awesome. For a free-to-play game, Warface is fun. The co-op missions are pretty challenging and pretty lengthy. If you haven't done the Pripyat mission, then there's a good chance it could take you anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes, and that's if you even finish it, because if you all die then that's goodnight Vienna and you've got to start all over again. That's why it's very important to communicate and utilise the medics as much as you can. And if you can't be revived, then you're going to respawn at the next checkpoint as long as the rest of your team doesn't wipe. You can use a resurrection coin too in certain situations that will instantly let you respawn, but you've got to buy them from the in-game shop, and to do that you need to spend real money. At the end of the day, this is a free-to-play game, and yes, there are microtransactions, so you can buy loot boxes and other items with real money, but the devs have to make some money back somewhere, so I'm fine with it. And because of my channel, you know, I do cover a lot of games like PUBG, Fortnite, other BR games. I did try out the Battle Royale mode for a bit, and it's a bit of fun, but I think that it needs some refinement. It's a 16-player mode, so the action is confined to a pretty small area, but 16 players feels like a lot less when players start dying straight away. The upside of this though is that games happen pretty quickly. Now if you want to try out Warface for free, you can download it either from the Warface website or from Steam for free right now, and you can try out the Battle Royale mode and the Pripyat Special Operation for free, but just bear in mind that you do have to be a certain rank before you can access some of the items, so you might need to play a little bit beforehand. Links are down in the description below to make it nice and easy for you. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this updated look at Warface. Once again, this was a sponsored video, just to be completely clear and transparent with you guys. If you enjoyed it, give me a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.